This is the journey to the birthplace of many of the world's greatest religions. Welcome to Asia, home to over 60% of the world's population, making it a community steeped in history, yet teeming with life. Ocean embraces the mountains, where people become one. With a past imbued in every mountain, with Asian cultural stories told from ancient times. So what are you waiting for? Join us to explore these unreal places and the mysteries deep within this land. Kelimutu Lake, Indonesia. Where science meets myth and beauty lies not only in form but also in mystery. Located on the top of Kelimutu Volcano on Flores Island, Nusa Tenggara Timur Province, Indonesia. This is not just any lake, but a trio of magical color-changing lakes. Recognized by UNESCO as a natural heritage and a symbol of life, death, and transformation. This is not a single lake, but 3 lakes located in craters on the summit of Kelimutu Volcano, 1,639 meters above sea level. This volcano is part of the Sunda Arc volcano range, a system formed by the collision between the Indo-Australian and Eurasian plates. Kelimutu is a complex volcano with a predominantly phreatic rather than pyroclastic flow eruption history. Thousand Island Lake, China. Located on the border between Zhejiang and Anhui provinces. This lake has a large area and is notable for its thousands of small islands scattered across the water surface. It is actually an artificial lake formed in 1959 when the Shilin hydroelectric dam was built. This lake has an area of about 573 square kilometers and contains more than 1,000 large and small islands, some of which are just small rocks floating above the water surface. With a combination of majestic mountains, lush green forests, and islands floating in the middle of the lake. The lake view is clear with mirror-like water reflecting the sky and surrounding mountains. Son Doong Cave, Quang Binh. Not only is it the world's largest cave by volume, it is also a symbol of mystery, resilience, and wild beauty. This is the product of hundreds of millions of years of geology formed from the Cambrian to Permian periods. The cave is more than 9 kilometers long, up to 150 meters wide in some sections, with a dome height of up to 200 meters, enough to fit a 40-story building inside. This huge volume creates unique features, 2 skylights that allow sunlight to shine in. Inside, you will encounter a rushing underground river and giant stalactites up to 80 meters high. In particular, the cave has its own climate clouds formed from the steam rising from the underground river. With its surreal beauty, heroic history, and invaluable scientific value, Son Doong deserves to be the pride of Vietnam and humanity. Pangong, So Lake, India. Located at an altitude of about 4,350 meters above sea level and stretching about 134 kilometers. The lake water changes color constantly, from light blue jade to dark green and sometimes purple. This phenomenon is due to the angle of light depth and minerals in the water. Surrounding the lake are barren, arid mountains capped with snow at the top, creating a spectacular contrast. The sky here is clear and brilliant blue. The air is thin, making the whole scene like a surreal painting between heaven and reality. The climate is extremely harsh in winter. The lake freezes completely, while in summer, the temperature only fluctuates 5 to 15 degrees Celsius. No major rivers flow out of Pangong, making it an endogenous saline lake, a rarity at such an altitude. Valley of Flowers National Park, India. Nestled in the majestic Himalayas, this place is not an ordinary forest, but a flower party bursting with color. Where more than 500 species of wild plants bloom, reminding us that true beauty lies in the wild and fragile. Considered by local yogis and nomads as a sacred place for meditation, connecting with the goddess Nanda Devi. The name Valley of Flowers was given by British explorer Frank S. Smythe in 1931. The terrain here is a perfect blend of gentleness and wildness, with lush green grasslands interspersed with sparkling silver glacier plateau forests. Known as a paradise of more than 520 species of highland plants, with the Asteraceae family dominating a UNESCO heritage site, it contributes to the water tower of Asia of the Ganges River, supporting millions of people. Raja Ampat Islands, Indonesia. Located in the western part of Indonesia's Papua province, Raja Ampat. With more than 1,500 small islands, coral reefs, and white sand beaches surrounding the four main islands of Waigeo, Batanta, Salawati, and Misul. This site has long been considered the heart of the Coral Triangle, one of the most biodiverse areas of marine life on the planet. Under the emerald green sea, one can find more than 75% of the world's coral species and thousands of tropical fish species. Not only under the sea on land, Raja Ampat is also surprisingly charming. The undulating limestone ranges, lush green rainforests, and small indigenous villages create a picture of harmony between nature. Raja Ampat is an ideal model for sustainable ecotourism. Kawah Ijen Volcano, Indonesia. Not your ordinary volcano with glowing red lava. Kawah Ijen stands out with its magical blue fire. It is part of the larger Ijen volcanic complex, located on the border between Banyuwangi and Bondowoso Regency in East Java. About 250,000 years ago, a giant volcano formed, only to collapse in a cataclysmic eruption about 50,000 years ago. From the ashes, new volcanoes rose, and Kawah Ijen is one of them, with a peak of 2,799 meters. This lake is the source of the Banyupahit River, which carries acidic water and heavy metals, creating a unique river ecosystem. From a geological perspective, Kawah Ijen is a living testament to the Pacific Ring of Fire. Sagano Bamboo Forest, Kyoto, Japan. Not only a tourist destination, Sagano is also considered a symbol of the wabi-sabi spirit. One of the most special things in Sagano is the gentle sound of bamboo swaying in the wind. listed by the Japanese Ministry of the Environment as one of the 100 natural sounds that need to be preserved. When sunlight shines through bamboo trunks, dozens of meters high, it creates shimmering streaks of light. Sagano Bamboo Forest is not only a tourist attraction, but also a symbol of harmony between humans and nature. Here around 6 to 8 a.m., when the forest is still deserted, you will fully feel the quiet and light scent of bamboo. This is where every step becomes a moment of tranquility in the true spirit of Kyoto. Chocolate Hills, Philippines. Located in the center of Bohol Island, Bohol Province in the Visayas Archipelago, about 55 kilometers from the capital Tagbilaran. The area spans over 50 square kilometers, covering the towns of Carmen, Batuan, Sagbayan, Bilar, Sierra Bulones, and Valencia. The hills are symmetrical conical in shape, ranging from 30 to 50 meters high, with the highest reaching 120 meters. Basil grows from the flat plains, spaced regularly, like an army of stones, creating a surreal landscape. The most important spot is the Chocolate Hills complex in Carmen, which has more than 200 steps to an observation deck for 360-degree panoramic views. Scientifically, the Chocolate Hills are the product of millions of years of geological wonder. They formed from late Pliocene to early Pleistocene marine limestone about 2 million years ago. El Nido Lagoons, Philippines. One of the Philippines' most magnificent natural treasures, located in the legendary Palawan region. El Nido is not just a destination, but also a journey to touch the mystery of creation. Located at the northern tip of Palawan Island, It is a small coastal town surrounded by more than 45 small islands with Bakuit Bay. They are not ordinary lakes, but saltwater lakes surrounded by towering karst limestone formations. Formed from millions of years of geology, creating a unique ecosystem with crystal clear water. It's not just about the landscape. It's about feeling small in the face of nature, yet embraced by a heart-wrenching serenity. Not only beautiful in form, but also in ecology, they are home to vibrant corals, tropical fish, and seabirds, contributing to Palawan's UNESCO heritage. Shilin Stone Forest, Yunnan, China. An open-air museum of geology where millions of years of erosion have turned limestone into giant pillars that look like fossil forests. Formed about 270 million years ago during the Carboniferous period of the Paleozoic era. This area was once part of the ancient Yunnan Guizhou Sea. Over millions of years, geological uplift combined with erosion from groundwater and the surface has created unique karst formations. Stone columns up to 30 meters high, resembling swords, mushrooms, or towers, spread over an area of more than 500 square kilometers. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage in 2007 and a Global Geo-Reserve since 2004. Tham Cave, Thailand. Nestled in the wild mountains of Hong Son. Tham Cave is one of the most beautiful and majestic limestone cave systems in Thailand. where nature, water, and light blend into a vivid picture. As the bamboo raft drifted silently in the darkness, lit only by a traditional kerosene torch, here one feels like entering another world that is both mysterious and sacred. Stalactites and stalagmites formed over thousands of years take on many strange shapes, evoking unlimited imagination. What is special is that Tham is not only a natural beauty spot, but also an important archaeological site. Phang National Park, Thailand. The area was established in 1981 with an area of 400 square kilometers, including part of Phang Nga Bay. This is not only a marine national park, but also a living testament to the unique karst limestone geological formation. The highlight not to be missed is James Bond Island, the symbol of the bay thanks to its role in the movie The Man with the Golden Gun. It is home to more than 88 species of birds, 82 species of fish, and rare animals such as black-finned dolphins. Caves accessible only at low tide, with cave paintings more than 3,000 years old, and archaeological remains from prehistoric times. It is a reminder of human history from 10,000 years ago when sea levels were lower and residents could walk here from Phuket. It is a whisper of the ocean where ancient limestone tells stories of time and life. Khongor, sand dunes, Mongolia. Amidst the vast Gobi Desert, Khongor sand dunes appears like a golden silk strip stretching to the horizon. with a length of more than 180 kilometers and a height of up to 300 meters in some places. This place is known as the Singing Sand Dunes because when the wind blows through, the special thing about Khongor is not only its majestic beauty, but also its fascinating contrast with one side being vast golden sand. On the other side is the green steppe, and in the middle is the Khongor River, winding like a silver silk strip rarely seen in the dry desert. Reed Flute, Cave Guilan. This place is not just an ordinary karst cave, but also a natural art palace. A place where 180 million years of geological history blends with human imagination, creating a magical world that amazes anyone who enters. Through geological activities, underground water-eroded limestone, creating a cave 240 meters long deep and 500 meters wide as it is today. But what makes this cave stand out is not only its age, but also its ancient cultural features. The name reed flute comes from the reeds that grow outside the cave, which are used by the locals to make flutes. The cave was forgotten for centuries, only rediscovered in the 1940s by a group of refugees fleeing the Japanese and officially opened to tourism in 1962. Redang Island, Malaysia. If Maldives is known as the Indian Ocean paradise, then Redang Island deserves to be the forgotten paradise of Malaysia. Located off the east coast of peninsular Malaysia, Redang Island is in the state of Terengganu. Famous for its crystal clear water, fine white sand, and vibrant coral ecosystem that is among the most beautiful in Southeast Asia. Radang fascinates visitors with its wild but vibrant beauty. Long beaches, powder-soft white sand and turquoise waters make you want to spend all day in the sea. Not only does it have beautiful beaches, but it also has interesting local culture and friendly, gentle people. This is the perfect choice for those seeking peace, luxury, and harmony with pure nature. Mount Bromo, Indonesia. Nestled in the middle of the 10-kilometer-wide Tengger Sand Sea, the remains of an ancient supervolcano that erupted 45,000 years ago. Part of Bromo Tengger Semeru National Park, a large conservation area of about 800 square kilometers, recognized by UNESCO as a biosphere reserve. The mountain stands out from the giant Tengger caldera, formed by a massive eruption more than 45,000 years ago. From a geological perspective, it is a highly active Sama volcano located on the Pacific Ring of Fire. There are no natural water sources on the mountain. Everything is transported daily, creating a unique harshness. Bromo's history is associated with violent eruptions, reminding people of the fragility of life. Yol Valley, Mongolia. Nestled among the majestic Gurvan-Saikan Mountains of the Gobi Desert. As one of the natural wonders that makes visitors surprised by the contrast of Mongolian nature. The name Yol in Mongolian means white-necked vulture, a bird that symbolizes the wildness and freedom of this land. When entering the valley, one can easily feel the quiet atmosphere. The icy stream flows through narrow ravines in places only wide enough for one person to pass. In summer, the valley becomes softer with green grass and blooming wildflowers. Yol Valley is a wonderful example of a unique microclimate, a snow-covered area in the middle of the desert protected from the harsh sunlight by deep ravines. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. Formed on lava from the eruption of Mount Fuji more than 1,200 years ago. Because of this, the soil in the forest is rich in minerals, but very porous, causing tree roots to grow in strange zigzag shapes. Inside the tree canopy is so dense that light has difficulty penetrating, making the space always dark and quiet. Interestingly, compasses and navigation devices are susceptible to errors due to the unstable magnetic field of the lava layer. In Japanese culture, Aokigahara is associated with many folk legends, especially about spirits and yurei. Nowadays, the Japanese government has placed many warning signs in the forest with messages encouraging people to cherish life. Aokigahara thus became a symbol both tragic and awakening, reflecting the weight of modern society. Biei Blue Pond, Japan. One of Japan's most beautiful accidental natural masterpieces. Nestled among the lush green hills of Biei Town, Hokkaido Prefecture, known as the Land of Patchwork Hills, Blue Pond is not just a lake, but also a symbol of harmony between humans and wild nature. Not a product of pure nature, but the result of a humane engineering project. In 1988, Mount Tokachidake erupted violently, causing mudslides that threatened to engulf the peaceful town of Biei below. To protect the community, the local government built a dam system on the Biei River, creating a series of reservoirs to block volcanic mud. Blue Pond is one of those lakes, originally a disaster prevention project not designed to be a tourist attraction. Yakushima Island, Japan. The island was recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage in 1993, thanks to its unique primeval forest ecosystem. The highlight of Yakushima is the ancient cedar forest, where cedar trees are thousands of years old. Among them, the Jomonsugi tree is estimated to be more than 2,000 to 7,000 years old and is the symbol of the island. The air here is thick with steam fog and moss, making the whole forest look like a mythical scene. The Japanese like to joke that on Yakushima, it rains 35 days a month, because the high humidity and frequent rain are part of the beauty of the place. Yakushima is also where loggerhead sea turtles come ashore to lay their eggs along with countless native animals. This is one of the most vivid examples of the balance between man and nature in Japan. Mushroom Rock, Pakistan. Mushroom Rock is the common name for mushroom-shaped rock formations often found in desert areas due to wind erosion. In Pakistan, they are most prominent in the Thar Desert, a border area with India in the Sindh province. This is not a single rock, but a series of unique rock structures creating a magical desert picture. Located in southeastern Pakistan in the heart of the Thar Desert. One of the largest deserts in Asia, spanning over 200,000 square kilometers between Sindh and Rajasthan. This area near the Indian border, with terrain, mainly mobile sand dunes, thorny bushes, and isolated rocks rising like giants in the desert. The fragile rock body only a few meters wide, supports a blistering round hat up to 10 to 15 meters in diameter. Quang Sai Falls, Laos. Also known as Quang Si Waterfall, it is one of the green gems of Laos, located about 30 kilometers south of Luang Prabang city center. This is not only the most famous destination of the land of a million elephants. From afar, the sound of trickling water mixed with the chirping of birds makes visitors feel a cool, peaceful, and vibrant atmosphere. Quang Si Waterfall is about 60 meters high, with layers of white water pouring down into natural pools of turquoise blue. What is special about Quang Si Falls is that the water is very clear and cold, flowing through layers of limestone, creating a beautiful turquoise color. The area also has wooden bridges and small trails that make it easy to explore the different levels of falls from gentle to majestic. Here you can experience being immersed in pristine nature, both rustic and poetic. Gokyo Lakes, Nepal. This is not the blue of the Maldives, not the green of Sapa, but the pure turquoise of ice melted over thousands of years. The late autumn sunlight shines obliquely. The lake's surface sparkles with millions of small diamonds reflecting the entire 8,188-meter peak of Cho Oyu. In addition, the 36-kilometer-long Ngo Zumpa Glacier winds like a giant silver dragon, occasionally emitting a resounding crack sound. Gokyo Lakes are considered sacred by both Hindus and Buddhists. About 500 Hindus take a holy bath in the lake during the Janai Purnima festival, which usually takes place in August. Gokyo Lakes is not a check-in spot. It is a healing medicine of ice and blue. It reminds you that Earth is still a place where humans are just passers-by and nature is the eternal host. Charan Canyon, Kazakhstan. Known as the Grand Canyon of Central Asia. But it has its own unique beauty, both wild and magical. With a length of more than 150 kilometers, the towering cliffs were carved by wind and water over millions of years. What makes Charan Canyon special is not just its size, but also its tranquil atmosphere and pristine feel. The most famous area valley of castles is named after the fantastic shapes of the rocks. At sunset, Charan Canyon becomes a vivid picture when the color of the sky blends with the red of the rocks, creating an unforgettable scene. At the bottom of the lake, there is a winding river, a cool stream of water in the middle of the arid desert landscape. Every rock, every cliff tells a story of millions of years, both majestic and poetic, making it unforgettable for anyone who sets foot there. Jiuzhaigou Lake, Kyrgyzstan. The jewel of Kyrgyzstan and the world's second largest saltwater lake after the Caspian Sea. Despite being located at an altitude of more than 1,600 meters above sea level, the lake miraculously never freezes, even in harsh winters. With its crystal-clear blue waters reflecting the surrounding snow-capped mountain peaks, Jiuzhaigou takes on an almost surreal beauty. The landscape here constantly changes with the light in the morning. It is gentle as crystal at noon. It is bright as a giant mirror. Beneath the deep waters lie the ruins of ancient cities, testimony to the civilizations that once thrived along the Silk Road. Legendary stories of sunken cities and Queen Jiuzhaigou are still told through generations. It is also a popular resort destination, especially around the town of Cholpon Ata, which has fine sandy beaches. Lake Kövsgöl, Mongolia. Often referred to as the Green Pearl of Mongolia, it is one of the deepest and purest freshwater lakes in the world. Located in northern Mongolia, close to the border with Siberia. This lake is not only a majestic natural beauty, but also a spiritual symbol of the Mongolian people. Stretching over 130 kilometers and up to 262 meters deep, it contains about 70% of all of Mongolia's fresh water. The water here is so clear that the bottom can be seen at a depth of more than 20 meters, a rare phenomenon. Surrounding the lake are taiga pine forests, rolling mountains, and endless steppes. It is the center of Kövsgöl Nur National Park, home to more than 200 bird species and many rare animals. Lake Baikal, Russia. It is the oldest freshwater lake in the world, 25 to 30 million years old, the deepest, and contains 20% of the world's unfrozen freshwater. Located between Irkutsk Oblast and the Republic of Buryatia, the crescent-shaped lake is 636 kilometers long. The bottom of the lake is a continental rift that is expanding 2 centimeters per year and could become a new ocean in a few tens of millions of years. Winter freezes 1 to 2 meters thick, creating natural ice runways, hundreds of kilometers long, and turquoise ice caves that sparkle like diamonds. The special thing is that the lake water has a temperature of 4 to 6 degrees Celsius, but can still be drunk directly. It is home to thousands of species of plants and animals, many of which are endemic to the region. Geologically, this crack is young and active, widening about 4 millimeters per year. Valley of Geysers, Russia. Located deep in the remote area of Kronotsky Nature Park, Kamchatka Peninsula. This is the only valley in Asia and the second largest in the world with such a dense density of natural hot springs. With over 90 geysers of various shapes, sizes, and cycles. Each hot water jet is dozens of meters high, evaporating, creating a majestic and magical scene like a dance of earth and water. In 2007, a massive landslide buried nearly half the valley, leaving scientists fearing that the heritage site would be lost forever. However, nature miraculously revived it, and some new geysers were formed. In terms of scientific value, Valley of Geysers is a valuable natural laboratory for studying geothermal activity and geyser formation. Jeju Island, South Korea. It is the largest island in South Korea, with an area of 707.8 square miles, accounting for 1.83% of the country's total area. Located in the Korea Strait, 82.8 kilometers south of the nearest point on the Korean peninsula. The Jeju people are indigenous to the island and have been inhabited by modern humans since the early Neolithic period. The island is oval in shape, 73 kilometers long in the east-west direction and 31 kilometers in the north-south direction. formed by the eruption of an underwater volcano about 2 million years ago. It contains a natural World Heritage Site, Jeju volcanic island and lava tubes. Yelyu Geopark, Taiwan. One of the island's most striking natural wonders. It is famous for its strangely shaped rock formations, created by wind and wave erosion over millions of years. This is a vivid demonstration of the erosion weathering and tectonic movements of the Earth's crust. Making Yelyu the leading geological research and education site in Taiwan. The park's symbol is a stone pillar shaped like a woman's head, delicately sculpted by nature. Cleverly constructed walkways provide easy access to key areas while maintaining the natural landscape. Early morning or dusk are ideal times to visit when the sunlight creates magical shadows on the pale yellow stone background. Additionally, Yelyu is located near Guihu Fishing Port, where you can enjoy fresh seafood after your tour. Lena Pillars, Kyrgyzstan. Are natural rock formations along the banks of the Lena River in far eastern Siberia. The columns are 150 to 300 meters high and were formed in some Cambrian marine basins. The highest density of stone pillars is reached between the villages of Petrovskoye and Tit Ari. The pillars consist of alternating layers of limestone, marl dolomite, and shale dating from the early to mid-Cambrian period, which have weathered, creating rugged outcrops. These rocks are typically formed in marine environments, and the horizontal layering and vertical alteration indicate intrusion. The site is located about 180 kilometers from the city of Yakutsk, the capital of the Sakha Autonomous Republic. The continental climate is harsh, with temperatures dropping as low as -60 degrees Celsius in winter and as high as +35 degrees in summer. Highlights. The hiking trails in this area are steep and sometimes dangerous. Lulusar Lake, Pakistan. Located at an altitude of about 3,410 meters above sea level in the Yol Valley, Mansehra district. This is a natural freshwater lake located between the Lulusar mountain range. The source of the Khongor River, the main river that flows through the Yol Valley and plays an important role in the ecosystem. Famous for its pure blue water, so clear that it clearly reflects the image of the surrounding snow-capped mountains. In summer, when the ice melts, the green grass and blooming wildflowers create a vivid picture. In contrast, in winter, the lake freezes completely, turning into a magical white scene. This is the site of the 1857 uprising against the British, where many Hazara freedom fighters fought and died. Mount Damavand, Iran. It is the highest volcano in Asia and the third highest volcano in the Eastern Hemisphere after Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Elbrus. At an altitude of 5,609 meters, Damavand has a special place in Persian mythology and folklore. Famous as an important mountain in Persian mythology, it is a symbol of Iranian resistance against despotism and foreign domination in Persian poetry and literature. In Zoroastrian texts and myths, the three-headed dragon Ajidahaka is chained in Mount Damavand and remains there until the end of the world. Grand Prismatic Spring, USA. It is the largest geyser in the United States and one of the largest geysers in the world. The vibrant color from the edges to the deep blue center is not due to dye, but to a colony of heat-resistant bacteria. Plus, the light scattering effect creates the blue color in the deep, sterile water in the center. Water temperatures can reach about 160 degrees Fahrenheit at the outlet, and the strong water flow spreads the microbial mats around. Known as one of the most beautiful geothermal symbols in the world, both a magnificent geological phenomenon and a living laboratory for heat-resistant microorganisms. Cappadocia, Turkey. Today, the tourist Cappadocia region is located in Nevşehir province. According to Herodotus, at the time of the Ionian Revolt, the Cappadocians are said to have occupied an area from the Taurus Mountains to the vicinity of the Euxine. This name traditionally used in Christian sources throughout history. The area has exceptional natural wonders, besides its religious heritage, as a center of early Christian learning, as evidenced by hundreds of churches and monasteries. What makes Cappadocia unique in the world is its colorful rock formations, some resembling mushrooms. This is the result of layers of sedimentary and volcanic rocks from an eruption that occurred about 3 million years ago. Pamukkale, Turkey. Pamukkale, which means cotton castle in Turkish, is located in Denizli province, southwestern Turkey. This is a destination with both unique natural value and historical significance. Famous for its pure white calcium carbonate terraces, formed over thousands of years by mineral-rich hot spring water flowing over the mountainside, settling and crystallizing. Spring water temperatures around 35 to 100 degrees Celsius contain high levels of calcium hydrocarbonates and carbon dioxide. With the white rock reflecting the sunlight, making the entire hill look like it's covered in a layer of snow in the Mediterranean climate. Hajar Mountains, UAE. Located between northern Oman and eastern United Arab Emirates. Also known as the Mountains of Oman, they separate Oman's low coastal plain from its high desert plateau and lie 50 to 100 kilometers inland from the Gulf of Oman. Stretching 700 kilometers across the UAE and Oman. They lie in the northeastern corner of the Arabian Plate, extending from the Muzandam Peninsula to the east coast of Oman. The range is about 62 miles wide, with Jabal Shams being the highest peak at 3,009 meters in the central region of the range. Currently, the Arabian Plate is moving northward relative to the Eurasian Plate at a rate of 2 to 3 centimeters per year. Wadi Shab, UAE. It is a canyon famous for its clear blue lakes, orange cliffs, small palm trees, and most importantly, a cave known as Oasis Among Rocks. The sound of running water footsteps on rocks, and sometimes the laughter of groups of tourists. But in many sections, you still have a very private feeling. Early morning or late afternoon is the best light. Midday light can be too harsh, but gives the water a brilliant blue color. Wadi Shab in Oman is a place that respects local culture. Very suitable for light hikers who like to swim and explore, landscape photographers, adventure travelers. Wadi Rum, UAE. It is a valley carved into sandstone and granite in southern Jordan, near the border with Saudi Arabia, and about 60 kilometers east of the city. Many prehistoric civilizations left rock carvings, inscriptions, and ruins in Wadi Rum. It is believed that Wadi Rum or Wadi Rum got its name from the original name of Iram of the Pillars, a lost city mentioned in the Quran. The highest elevation in Jordan is Jabal Adami at 1,840 meters, located 30 kilometers south of Wadi Rum village. This is where cave wall carvings depicting humans and antelopes dating back to the Taimud period are kept. Socotra Island, Yemen. Known locally as Sakatri, is an island of Yemen in the Indian Ocean. Located between the Guardafui Channel and the Arabian Sea, the island is close to major shipping routes. Home to many unique and endemic species, up to a third of the island's flora is unique. Due to the island's unusual terrain, it has been described as the most alien-looking place on Earth. There was originally an Oldowan Stone Age culture in Socotra. Oldowan stone tools were found in the area around Hadibo in 2008. Mount Rinjani, Lombok, Indonesia. Located in the north of Lombok Island, in Gunung Rinjani National Park. An active volcano. It has a huge caldera about 6 kilometers wide. It contains the emerald green lake Segara Anak, with the small active volcano Barujari rising in the middle of the lake. It is also a natural and spiritual symbol of Lombok, considered by the indigenous Sasak people to be a sacred mountain, a dwelling place for spirits and gods. In addition, this is also a biological treasure, with hundreds of species of tropical plants and rare animals. Stars Valley, Keshem Island, Iran. It is a 15-meter deep rocky valley eroded by wind and rain over many years. As a result of this erosion process, the natural shape of the rock has transformed into statue-like blocks of rock under the hands of nature. Today, the valley is part of the Kaeshem Geopark and is one of the most visited attractions on the island. This geological phenomenon dates back to the Cenozoic period about 2 million years ago. When the wind blows through the rocks, an eerie sound is emitted, which locals believe is the ghosts wandering through the valley. Gandikota Canyon, Andhra Pradesh, India, is a village located on the banks of the Penna River in Kadapa district, Andhra Pradesh, state, India. The name Gandikota in Telugu is a combination of Gandhi meaning gorge and Kota meaning fort, as this place has an ancient fort located on the cliff and gorge below. In addition to the natural scenery, this place also has an ancient fortress with traces from many dynasties. Large cliffs, deep canyons and rivers at the bottom create a highlight scene that many people come to watch at sunset. Come here not only to sightsee, but also to explore the fortress' ancient temples and mosques inside the fortress grounds. Mua Cave's Dead Stone Forest, Vietnam. Located amidst the majestic natural vegetation of Ninh Binh. Mua in Vietnamese means dance, and originates from the legend of the Tran Dynasty king who came here to watch local artists perform dances. Hang Mua is not only a scenic spot, but also an important historical relic. You can feel this story woven into the heart of the ancient capital, Hoalu, vividly recreating the rich history of this place. The stairs leading up to Hang Mua start from about 500 stone steps up Ngoa Long Mountain with steep slopes. Pulau Batu Berlayar, Blood Lake, Indonesia. Described as no more than a tennis court in area. Features a large collection of giant granite boulders standing on white sand and surrounded by clear blue sea. Two large upright rocks are likened to robes on a ship of sand, hence the name Batu Berlayar. The surrounding sea is very clear and gentle, especially on sunny days, perfect for taking pictures or simply sightseeing. Such a large granite structure on a small island with the rare image of rock-like sail makes this place have its own mark, different from many beaches. Yuanyang Rice Terraces, Yunnan, China. It is a system of rice terraces of the Hani people, located in Nguyen Duong District, Hong Ha Province, Yunnan, China. These terraced fields have a history of about 1,200 years. The total area spans over 1 million acres in 4 districts. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site for its solid structure, unique socio-ecological system, and importance. The rugged mountainous terrain and high annual rainfall have led to the creation of a complex system of terraced fields for growing rice. Jiuzhaigou Valley. The name Jiuzhaigou means Valley of 9 Villages, because in the past there were 9 Tibetan villages scattered throughout the valley. This is a nature reserve and World Heritage Site, recognized by UNESCO since 1992. Famous for its multicolored lake system, layered waterfalls, primeval forests, and snow-capped mountains. The scenery here is likened to a paradise on earth, the pride of mainland Chinese tourism. Setting foot in Jiuzhaigou, the first feeling is the unreal color of the lake water, blue, jade, yellow, or purple, depending on the angle and light. Jiuzhaigou National Geological Park. This national park, originally named Jiuzhaigou Geopark, is famous for its stunning display of colors across its hills and rock formations. Chinese media has hailed the area as one of the most stunning landscapes in China. Dangxia Lindsay Scenic Area is the most famous and developed area of the park. Although less visited, it offers stunning views of the majestic scenery. The third area is known as the Dangxia Sunan Scenic Area. With the rocks and rolling hills looking painted. The colorful landscape was created by sandstone and minerals piled up over many years. Crescent Lake, Dunhuang. It is a small crescent-shaped lake located in the middle of the Gobi Desert at the foot of the Mingsha Shan sand dunes on the outskirts of Dunhuang City. The lake actually exists in the middle of a vast expanse of sand and never dries up completely, despite being surrounded by arid desert. Standing on the top of the sand looking down the lake curves like a crescent moon, bordered by golden sand and rows of green willow trees. Right next to the lake is an ancient Tang Song-style temple with curved tiled roofs and brown wooden walls. With a history of more than 2,000 years, it was recorded as early as the Western Han Dynasty.